As Gloria Namande remained hospitalized in Nairobi, the family suffered another devastating blow. Their newborn child was pronounced dead. The loss compounded the emotional trauma the family was already enduring as they struggled to come to terms with Gloria's condition.
The baby died in January 2024 while Gloria was still in an ICU in Nairobi Hospital. I was informed and I was instructed that she's not yet conscious. So the doctor asked them, so when shall we tell us? They said, we will tell you as we see how she's recovering, if she starts to ask. So eventually in March 2024, because me, I was with her for all this time, but I couldn't tell her. And also I didn't bury our son because I was away. The doctors told me, now it's time to tell her. So you bring her here. So they broke the news and she broke down. But thankfully we were with them.
It was so painful. Because imagine I was in this state of not being able to move. I lost my baby. I was in a very difficult state.
Slowly, Namande gained consciousness after several months, and painfully, she didn't recognize her surrounding. Her husband had to painfully walk her through the events that led her to the hospital bed in a foreign country, far from her children. After months in intensive care and further treatment, Namande was eventually referred for continued rehabilitation and specialized care, including treatment at Aga Khan Hospital.
Treating doctor recommended that she now goes to Aga Khan Hospital for further treatment. First of all, the costs were too high in the hospital, Nairobi Hospital. So they advised me that, look, you find a nursing home where you can put her while we continue this treatment. Between January and June, she was in a nursing home. Then from June 7th, we took her to Aga Khan Hospital for further review. This is 2024. And the receiving doctor there said, look, this is the information I have. She went for a C-section. That C-section resulted into failure to wake up. It was upgraded to general anesthesia. But we don't know what has caused this. We don't have the information, the consequences, the decisions and the implications of these actions. We don't know. But this is the decision this is the condition. She's hemiplegic on the right side and cannot move, and they describe this.
Even as treatment continued, Phillip began seeking access to Namande's medical records back in Kampala. He says doctors in Kenya repeatedly requested additional information to better understand her condition and guide treatment decisions. However, obtaining those records proved difficult. Despite Gloria providing written consent and the family paying the required fees, they say access to key records remained delayed. The family says it took months of correspondence, more than 50 emails, and repeated requests before some documents were eventually released to the medical council.
From 9th June up to the following year, 2025, March, we were in this endless back and forth. They would request for money today. They take a month. They respond to you after 2 months. You write back. They say, now let her give us a consent letter. She writes a consent letter. We issue it to them. After 3 months, they come back and they say, look, while you are following up, they say, at one point, one lady called Martha actually picked it out and said, look, respond to this gentleman. This is not the first email coming through. And finally, I informed them that, look, they actually put a demand and said, we've tried to contact her, we can't, this is the phone we have in our records, she's not reachable, let her come for the report physically. Then I informed them in writing, she's unable to come to the hospital because she's now in a wheelchair and she's disabled. She's unable to come. Please give us that report. That was around December 2024. Then the correspondence went cold. They never responded.
In December 2024, after returning to Uganda, the family sought legal assistance to obtain what they described as complete medical records. The Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council was copied in the correspondence and later directed that documents be released to the patient.
They gave them a very short deadline to have that report sent to the medical council. And that's how I went and got it. Now, at the medical council, I was told, look, let's have this case here. I said, I'm not here for a case. I'm here to pick a medical report. How do I know that there is a case or not without looking at the evidence?
However, when some records were eventually obtained, the family says they found gaps, missing details, and unanswered questions. They point to unclear timelines, incomplete handover notes, and missing information about medical personnel involved in Gloria's care.
Part of what concerned us most, I have received here labor progress chart from this hospital. This labor progress chart has no name. It is just a blank sheet. I don't even know whom it belongs to. This is what I've been given.
Today, nearly 3 years after entering hospital to deliver her child, Namande continues to live with the consequences of that day. Once fully independent, she now requires support with daily activities and ongoing rehabilitation.
I'm still struggling. I can't move. I'm still going through therapy. I'm going through all these levels of therapy to help me revive my walking, my movements. And it's very painful.
She struggles with mobility and coordination and continues physiotherapy as part of a long recovery journey.
She's totally paralyzed on the right, and she also can't coordinate movements. So this machine helps her to kind of develop that skill and capacity. The brain, they call it neurotherapy. It can rehabilitate, relearn the process.
The financial burden has also been enormous.
The cost of evacuation alone was about 50 million. The bill at Nairobi Hospital was 9 million Kenya shillings, which comes to almost about 300 million. The cost of saving her life. And by the way, at that time, she was even unconscious. She doesn't even remember that period. The cost at Aga Khan was about 200 million. Now, maybe you're wondering, why do we get all this money? I don't have this money, but we had insurance. That insurance also reached its limits. So we had to pay out of pocket.
What was expected to be a routine delivery has resulted in years of treatment, rehabilitation, specialized equipment, and caregiving expenses running the family into huge financial difficulty. We also sought a comment from the president of the National Medical Association, who said he could not discuss the matter because it concerns a patient and medical ethics prohibit the disclosure of such information. Officials from the Ugandan Medical and Dental Practitioners Council, the body that regulates medical practitioners and health facilities in the country, told us they are aware of the matter. However, they said the complainants have never formally petitioned the council to intervene. For Phillip Kakande, however, the fight is for his wife to get justice by the doctors who were on duty that day, accounting for the hours that led to this incident that has left his wife paralyzed.
Her medical report is her right. And even if she's incapacitated, she has the next of kin who is legally recognized, whom the hospital knows, who is asking for the report. It still is not being issued.
For Namande, being in this condition has made her reflect on mothers that have fallen victim of such uneventful circumstances.
Yeah, it's so painful. But my prayer is I get justice. The pain is too much. It's unbearable. So my prayer is that I get justice. And I pray that other women are protected. No woman deserves to go through this. So the hospital should be liable to such things which they are doing to destroy people's lives, and maybe even some women have died. I was just lucky that God saved my life, and I was lucky that I was evacuated to Nairobi. But if I'd stayed here, probably I would not be alive anymore.
Betty Mudondo, NTV.